Hey, good morning guys. So it's like 8:49 in the morning here and we're just up at North Shore Beach and we're linking up with the Matt Kite crew. We've got a bunch of the 2019 foils out and we're just gonna get the guys on the new gear and just get some insights for you. Well, gotta get set up here, but we'll see you on the water. So Tucker, man, what happened, friend?
Got a little light, swam it.
Well, so much for that. Looks like the wind clocked off on us and then shut off. So I think we're gonna teach you guys how to do a self-rescue on a foil board. So with foilboarding taking off recently, a pretty common question is how do you do a self-rescue and get back in with your foilboard? And I know I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of you out there as well have done it, where you drop the kite or you get into an emergency and you've got to get back in, and now all of a sudden you've got this big bulky foilboard to deal with. And actually it's really not that much different than self-rescuing with your regular kite, but there are a few subtle differences. So if you find yourself in an emergency, obviously the first thing you're going to want to do is pop your quick release. So you push that away from you, the kite's going to flag out onto its flag line, and then you're going to want to get control of that board. So whether you have a buoyant board or a non-buoyant board, you can actually straddle it like a surfboard, and then this is actually going to help give you a little bit of float and then just give you control over that foil. And then from there it's, until you get to the kite, it's just like a regular self-rescue. So you take your flag line, and you climb up it hand over hand, never wrapping that line around your hands. And then when you get to the control bar, you want to keep one hand on that flag line. And then from there, you put one hand on the control bar and pull that snug to the quick release. And then just pick a side, it doesn't matter which side, and just start wrapping vigorously that flag line around one of the ends of the bar. And all you're doing on this step is just getting rid of the slack and securing down your flag line. And this is what's keeping the kite under control and stopping it from powering up, because it's on one of the front bridles and rolled onto its back, taking all the power out. So after you get all of that slack wrapped around the bar, you're going to want to secure the bulkier parts of your bar, your trim and your center line. And so you can just figure eight that around the middle of the bar until you get to the finer lines. And then once you have the finer lines, it's just a matter of wrapping your bar up like normal. So you're floating on your foil board and you're wrapping your control bar up just like you would on the beach in a figure eight pattern, slowly working your way to the kite. And this step is just important to stay relaxed and just kind of treat it almost like surfing, like you're just straddling your board, you're just floating. The self-rescue with the foil board is actually kind of nice because you just have a little something extra to give you some flotation out there. And then once you get to the kite, this is where things are a little bit different again, but not that much different. So there's a couple different things you can do. You can continue to sit on that foil and try to sail the kite back in. As you can see, this is what Tucker's doing here. He's just holding onto the bridle, angling his kite towards the shore, and then letting one of the wingtips catch some of the wind. And the kite's doing all the work for him. It's slowly pulling him in. And this is a great way to go, especially if you're particularly tired, because the kite's going to do the work. It's going to sail you back in. Obviously this isn't going to work every time though, and there's a few other options. Once you get to the kite, you can also secure your kite and then simply hold on to the nose of your foil board and then swim back in with the kite and swim back in with the nose of that foil board, and that's another good option as well. You just have two things to hold on to that are going to keep you afloat. It can feel a little bit cluttered at times, but definitely an option. Before you go out, make sure your struts are clamped down, and then once you get to the kite, you could deflate the kite, roll it up like a raft, and now you have your foil board and a second flotation device. And this is pretty useful when the water is more turbulent, or when it's just too difficult to sail back in, or maybe you're lacking in strength and you just really need something to float you and hold on to. This is a great way to go about it. And lastly, you can actually just secure your kite with your leash. This works better with handle pass leashes rather than the short leashes, but you can just take your leash and clip it right on to where you would secure your pump on that little rope there, and then the kite's just going to fly behind you, and you can actually swim your foil board in just like you would as a paddle surfer. You can just paddle back in on that board. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's pretty simple. So, you know, if you do find yourself in a situation, don't panic, don't stress. So just remember to treat that foil board like you would a surfboard, straddle it, use it to your advantage. So hey guys, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you already subscribed, hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and you'll get an email every time we drop a new video. So until next time, this has been Rago, and I'll see you next week.